Yesterday, we witnessed what I would consider one of the biggest hacks in recent memory in terms of the potential damage and chaos that could have been caused, and it had to do with Twitter. You may have heard about this. It was on national news. I mean, all these Twitter accounts got hacked, but hacked is not exactly the right word. So basically, the first wind I got of this was in my own feed, and I saw that some cryptocurrency related accounts had been tweeting out suspicious stuff. So the first one I saw right at the top of my feed, right after it happened, was from Coinbase, a very popular cryptocurrency exchange. And it said, "We have partnered with Crypto for Health and are giving back 5,000 Bitcoin to the community." And when I saw that, I was right off the bat suspicious. I'm like, that's kind of odd, but it's from Coinbase. It's verified. So I clicked the link, and when you would click the link, it would take you to this website. This is a screenshot. And immediately as I saw this, I knew this was some sort of scam, because this is the oldest trick in the book. Basically, it tells you, oh, if you send this amount of Bitcoin to this account, we'll send you back double. This is the oldest trick in the book in terms of cryptocurrency. I mean, even in the RuneScape days, there's memes. Yeah, doubling money. This is from RuneScape back in the day. This is like the oldest trick in the book. And anyone who has been in the crypto space and for any amount of time knew this was a scam. But my first reaction was, haha, Coinbase got hacked, because that's all I could have imagined. Coinbase got hacked. That's shocking because it's a big cryptocurrency exchange. Then I start seeing that other cryptocurrency exchanges had gotten hacked, such as Binance, Gemini, all these other big exchanges. And that's when I started thinking, this is very weird. What are they all using the same third-party software? Potentially, that was the most likely explanation, I thought. And then we started seeing things like tweets from Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and I'm like, this is a big deal. So I have some screenshots that I took myself. Some of these are from other people. And the one that really got me was when I saw that Apple tweeted out the scam. And this is when I was like, this is going to be national news, because this is beyond just like a few people's accounts getting hacked and tweeting out a crypto scam. This is like the biggest company in the world, one of the most, possibly the most well-known company in the world. And this is what it said: "We are giving back to our community. We support Bitcoin and believe you should too. All Bitcoin sent to our address below will be sent back to you doubled." And the reason they started actually posting this address is because quickly after the domain was started to be posted by like Bill Gates in these accounts, the domain was flagged by Cloudflare as suspicious and phishing, so it kind of got blocked. And then the domain registrar for this Crypto for Health website actually took the domain down completely. So now they had to change up their strategy, and they just started posting the address directly. And anyone who falls for this is a complete idiot, but you might not know. So I'm not going to fault too many people. I mean, if you see Apple verified account, who would think that Apple's account would get hacked? No one. So we can look at actually how many Bitcoin got stolen, because the way Bitcoin works, you can look at an account and the address and actually see how much they're holding. Total received over the day, 12.86 Bitcoin. Let's use the calculator. It's at about $9,000 right now, 12.86 actually, say 9,000. This person got away with $115,000. Actually, surprisingly, not as much as I almost thought, but that's still a ton of money. So we can look at some of these other accounts. And I mean, this goes way beyond just Apple and Bill Gates. So we have Apple, we have Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, like I said, Bitcoin, the Bitcoin handle itself, Cash App, Elon Musk, Joe Biden, Kanye, all these other accounts that are probably high profile, but not necessarily verified. We have the Gemini account down there. This was before the domain got taken down. Barack Obama, previous president, Uber. And this is a tweet basically from one of the Winklevoss twins, who's an owner of the Gemini exchange, basically saying all crypto accounts have been compromised. And they're even saying here that two-factor authentication and a strong password was used, and they're trying to figure out how this happened. And after I saw the two-factor authentication and so many accounts being hacked, I was kind of thinking that this is probably an exploit with Twitter itself. So we kind of get the idea, XXX Temptation. So it's the day later, and we're kind of figuring out now what exactly happened. We found out it was basically a internal hack of some kind, and Twitter started tweeting out, "We are aware of a security incident impacting accounts on Twitter. We're investigating and taking steps." And this is like pretty far, this is long after the actual hack started. They say here you may be unable to tweet or reset your password while we review the incident. They basically stopped verified accounts from being able to tweet. And this was almost 2 hours after this hack started. You can see my tweet where I said high profile Twitter accounts. This was 1:26 local time. The time that Twitter tweeted out that they are stopping tweets on some accounts is 3:18, nearly 2 hours later. They took 2 hours to take action on this while havoc was being run. It says we're continuing to limit the ability to tweet. Then they say most accounts should be able to tweet again. That was like 2 hours after that. Our investigation is ongoing. We detected what we believe to be a coordinated social engineering attack by people who successfully targeted some of our employees with access to our internal systems and tools. A social engineering attack. Basically, they got tricked into giving their access to the hackers. They didn't even really get hacked. They got tricked into it, which is, I don't even know if that's more scary or not, because you can't even patch that. That's just like the employees being idiots and handing over the keys to the kingdom. It says, we know they used this access to take control of many highly visible, including verified accounts, to tweet on their behalf. We're looking into what malicious activity they may have conducted or information they may have accessed, and we'll share more when they have it. So the worrying thing about this is we don't even know what they exactly did. We don't know how long they had access to this. Maybe they were downloading all sorts of private information, DMs, for days before they actually did this attack as like a grand finale, you know? So that's the scary thing. I think there's going to be like national investigations. Already congressmen or senators have mailed letters to Jack Dorsey saying, you need to figure this out and answer some questions about what was taken. It says, once we became aware of the incident, we immediately locked down the affected accounts and removed tweets by hackers. Yeah, but they were like repeatedly doing this. Elon Musk, I saw for like an hour, it was tweeting out new accounts or new tweets, even if as it was being deleted. We also limited functionality for a much larger group of accounts like verified accounts. Again, this was 2 hours into the attack. This was disruptive, but an important step to do the risk. We have locked accounts that were compromised. Internally, we have taken steps to limit access to internal systems. The scary thing about this is, like, they should have probably just shut down the whole site at that point. I mean, if it took them 2 hours to be able to lock this down and decide what to do, that's extremely bad. And here's the other thing. So this is a report from Motherboard where it says hackers convinced Twitter employees to help them hijack accounts. It gets into the point, and basically they somehow got statements from the hackers themselves. So a Twitter insider was responsible for a wave of high-profile account takeovers. And this is a statement from one of the sources, apparently one of the hackers. He says, we used a rep that literally done all the work for us. One of the sources told Motherboard. The second source added, they paid the Twitter insider. Holy crap. Motherboard granted the sources anonymity to speak candidly about the security incident. So if this is true, they actually paid a Twitter person. That's not social engineering. That's like bribing and having a massive security risk. They paid Twitter for, imagine if this was not someone who was just looking to get a bunch of money from cryptocurrency. Imagine if it was a foreign government that just wanted to completely wreak havoc. Imagine they did this during trading hours on the stock exchange. Imagine what kind of just chaos they could have induced with the right number of tweets or the right tweets from certain people simultaneously. You could have these news sources, verified accounts saying, we have sources that the White House has been under attack, something like that. There was a tweet that was from the Associated Press that was like that a few years ago, and it caused a sharp drop in the stock market before it was verified to be wrong. But imagine like 10 different news sources all doing this simultaneously, all saying we have independently verified that the president has died or something like that. I mean, could you imagine? Or if they wanted to short a bunch of stocks, you could say, oh, Elon Musk has passed away, and say and have Bill Gates tweet, oh, so sad to hear about that. I verified it myself. you can't even imagine, or you probably can imagine, just the chaos that a foreign government, if they had been the ones that paid this Twitter employee, what they could have done. So this is actually scary. So the accounts were taken over by using an internal tool at Twitter, according to the sources, as well as screenshots of the tool obtained by Motherboard. And so to verify the source, basically they got internal screenshots of the tool that the hackers were using, and this is basically what it looks like. So you have these accounts, and the tool looks like it can show you all sorts of information: permanently suspended, bounced, protected. I don't know what all this means. Inactive, compromised, trends blacklist, search blacklist, read only. This kind of suggests that Twitter has the ability to prevent accounts from showing up on trending, from showing up in searches. It says that they're compromised. That's kind of scary in itself. And what's really scary is, according to the article, Twitter was basically banning or suspending accounts that were posting these screenshots. Here's another screenshot of apparently another tool that's from Binance. This is one of the first cryptocurrency exchanges that was hacked. And you can see identity, email has been confirmed, email is private domain, account is active, internal tool. So this is kind of proof that, yeah, this was an internal tool that was hacked. So really, this is just a scary moment. I think people are saying, oh, it's just a cryptocurrency scam, but really, this might not be. Maybe was a foreign government basically kind of warning, saying, yeah, we have control over your systems. Look what we can do. I mean, that is terrifying. And again, we don't know what kind of access they had before this, for how long, what did they download? And one question I had is, why did they not tweet from like Donald Trump or something? Like, if you're going to try and get the most profile exposure, that would be the account to get, right? And apparently, according to the New York Times, I forget where it said it, but it did say that Trump's account is under some kind of lock and key that's special and unique. So they probably have maybe a hardware whitelist that makes it so even the internal tools at Twitter cannot modify Trump's account, which makes sense. So that's at least one good thing. But I don't think the internal tools at Twitter should be able to make it so employees can tweet from anyone's account and impersonate. That seems like a huge security risk. I really hope they change that so that's not the case anymore. So yeah, basically that's kind of the lowdown. I'm not going to read through all these. I think I explained it for the most part. You can see other screenshots: Cash App, Apple again, Kanye, Jeff Bezos, Wiz Khalifa, Warren Buffett. I have a list of the accounts that I heard were hacked, so I'll just read them off. Gemini, Coinbase, Binance, the CEO of Binance. These are all exchanges. CoinDesk, Ripple, that's a cryptocurrency. Apple, Cash App, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Uber, Kanye West, Joe Biden, Michael Bloomberg, XXXTentacion, Floyd Mayweather, Wiz Khalifa, Warren Buffett, Kim Kardashian, Mr. Beast. There's a screenshot of that in here, I'm sure. I mean, that's a bad one, especially because Mr. Beast is known for doing giveaways. So it is 100% possible that a lot of people had believed that and were like, oh yeah, cool. And the New York Times actually does have, the New York Times had a graph of when the account got these additional donations compared to when they tweeted out. So you can see there was a big jump after Apple, a big jump after Barack Obama, and these might have been individual people just sending massive amounts and being completely idiotically tricked. So, and the thing about Bitcoin is it cannot be taken back. Once you send someone Bitcoin, you can't take it back. There's no takebacks. It's decentralized. And the other thing, though, is every transaction on Bitcoin can be tracked. So you better believe that like intelligence agencies around the world are absolutely going to be kind of tracking where this money goes. And I think it's very stupid, probably amateurish, that these people were talking to Motherboard. I mean, I think the NSA, they're probably going to be trying to figure out where these messages were come from, where these logins. I think they're going to get caught. I would not be surprised if these guys got caught. They went too big. I think if they had stuck with just doing like the cryptocurrency exchanges, it would have been written off. Twitter might not have even noticed, to be honest. So the fact that they went with Apple, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, a presidential candidate, Warren Buffett, I think these hackers were stupid and they went too high profile and attracted too much attention. I think they're probably going to get caught for $118,000, like for probably life in prison for all this espionage charges. I'm sure they're going to get. Idiotic. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts. It's scary. It's scary that the repercussions that could have potentially happened, it could potentially happen again. The fact that this was potentially only a cryptocurrency scam is ironically maybe the best part of this. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Are you kind of worried about this? Maybe just don't use Twitter again. This is a big black mark on Twitter, and I think they need to really consider what they're doing, because this is a bad move. They were able to have their Twitter employee compromised by being paid off. It wasn't just being tricked. They claim that this hacker claims that they were actually able to pay off a Twitter employee. Very bad. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, guys. I'm trying to post updates most days of the week, especially when big stuff like this happens. So enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.